Welcome, everybody, to Shitcoin Solutions. We are on number 11, I believe, now. And I am your host, Rick Aubrey, alongside, as always, Lee Whitaker. And today we are going to discuss Chives and the LBank listing. So I have seen quite a few people basically complaining about the Chives listing and the disappointment that's going around because they're not overnight billionaires, and I am disappointed as well, but not so much that the price didn't take off. I mean, of course I am. I mean, who doesn't like to make money? But more disappointed in the experience, and what I mean by that, this was an opportunity to buy Chives at a discounted rate, and we missed out on that opportunity because we were not in position to do so. This is my first time being involved in a new listing of a coin that I personally farmed from pretty much the beginning. I think we were in like week one of Chives, week two maybe, of this project when it became public, and so this was my first one that I actually watched get dropped live. Watched it at 7 o'clock in the morning when it got listed at 0.001, I believe it was, and watched it run all the way up to around 8 cents, and then plummet. And the volume was up, the volume was down, and the numbers were going crazy. And then the people that bought in at 0.001 were selling at 8 cents because they just made a bunch of money. And we were not in position. So that was disappointing because of ignorance. Ignorance is the lack of knowledge and understanding. It is not stupidity. We were naive and inexperienced and ignorant. And that sucks because we missed out on a great opportunity to buy Chives at a discounted rate. And some people took advantage of that. And I watched it happen live. It was exciting. Would have been much more exciting had it went up to $2 like I was hoping it would have, but it didn't. So there's nothing I can do about that. So the people that are dogging the exchange listing, take a moment and take a look at your experience and what you've done to help support this team and the listing and everything that's involved in this project, because it is a project. And what's Chives, less than 3 months old or something like that? I mean, it's not been around
give
very
or
long.
take.
I mean,
Yeah, give or
somewhere
take.
in that neighborhood. I don't know the exact date of inception, but it's not very old when it comes to the cryptocurrency as a whole, or any project as a whole. I mean, this is a baby, man. And to see people getting upset, I get it. I had high hopes as well, but that didn't happen. And to speak negatively about Chives and calling it a shitcoin and things like that, it is definitely not. They have a plan, and man, honestly, they're way above schedule. I didn't think that they would get listed on an exchange of this caliber this fast.
Right.
And so Lee has a suggestion for the team. Tell them what you think, man.
Yeah. I mean, I heard it years ago. It's been around for a while. The Chavez, Chive Nation. I mean, when you say chives, most people think of the vegetable or whatever you want to call it from the garden chives. So to get associated with the chive, I mean, they got their own TV. I don't know much about it, but I mean, in the I think 2013, 2012, they've been around somewhere ballpark 10 years, 8 to 10 years. So they got a huge following all over the world. And if they could be their accepted crypto for their store, for any of their services, that would be a huge use case that would drive the need for chives and people be interested in it. And I'm sure that's a long path to make that happen. But to get a use case like that, something with the same name, essentially, I think would be huge for the long term run. And like I said, they've been successful. They keep adding and growing. They haven't gotten stale in what they do. And so to add that to your team, to your resume, to be the crypto for them. That would be pretty cool. I'd like to see the marketing team or whoever handles that reach out, try to make that connection. And from what I see, I mean, they have a store, they have a lot of stuff for sale, a lot of things at payment. So I don't see why they wouldn't be interested. And I think it'd be good for them to have the Chive website, the Chives and Chavez. They pay with the Chives coin. I mean, even though they're not, they didn't create their coin, but not nobody has to know that. I think it would still make it a cool thing that, well, yeah, you can buy the Chives t-shirt with the Chives coin. The fact that the Chives website did not create the Chives coin does not matter. People aren't going to care. I think it'd be pretty cool and definitely help the growth of the entire project.
Got one more thing to say before we get off on this one. This was going to be a short podcast here. We set the value as farmers. So if you are out there selling your chives for 2 cents a piece and complaining about chives only being worth 2 cents a piece, look at what you're doing. You are undervaluing the coin that you're farming. We've spent a lot of time and a lot of money and invested in this project, and my time is valuable,
man,
because I choose for my time to be valuable, and I do not place my time and my value on my time at 2 cents a piece on chives. So,
right.
I don't tell anyone what to do, but as a suggestion, if you're capable of taking suggestions, raise your sell limit up a little bit, and watch the value of chives continue to rise. Because if you're selling it 2 cents a piece and someone's buying it for 2 cents a piece, it's not their fault for paying 2 cents a piece for it. It's your fault for selling it for 2.
Started a quarter for our first sell point.
Yeah, for the first one, just to recover a little bit of money and buy a couple more drives. Really, I mean, we've got 20 drives. We have 20 drives devoted to just chives. So
yeah, we don't just fill in our chia drives, and honestly, chives, it's been one of the. I mean, if you follow their Facebook page, they've been putting in work. I mean,
oh yeah,
the value of the coin doesn't always reflect the work initially. I mean, they got to do a lot, but I mean, for other forks, and they've been the longest running, most valuable fork since we got into forks of chia.
Yeah,
they've always been at the top, haven't they? I don't think anybody's ever.
There was some moments here and there where, like, I think HDD took it for a minute, and
but for the most part, they've been pretty consistently at the
Blacks
top.
may have had it for a moment, and
yeah, I don't know, who established the value of chives before it went to a market, but how it was consistently the highest, most valuable fork of chia for the amount of time that it was, but it was always the highest. Every time you check what the Fork Screen website or the
Chia Forks Calculator.
Yeah, the Fork Calculator. It was always up there. And based on the price the calculator used, it was very profitable. Even before it had a listing on it. Yeah, it still is.
Not as much as it would have been at 8 cents, but
right.
I would still like to see that people are placing value on this project and not taking the price. I mean, it appears as though there's some bots or something that are doing some of this trading, and when someone comes in and does a market sell, as a bot is doing what it's doing, the price is going to take a hit.
Right.
I can't say for sure there's a bot that's out there doing. But if you look at the buy and sell orders and stuff like that, and the consistency of the value of each one, and you got them at 250 chives at a time every second, going through, that appears to be a bot, or someone is trying to manipulate the price. One of the two, which what it is, what it is. But if you come in there and you do a market sell, and all of the buy values are gone, it's going to start at the lowest buy value, and wherever that is, you've just taken the price, and then people are seeing that, and someone else is going to go, oh crap, I better hurry up, and then they set another market sell, there goes the price. I mean, you just lowered it 30% because the volume's not there yet. You know, there has to be volume there in the buy and sell department for your small amount of chives to not make a difference. You know, you sell 4,000 of them at a time, and you know you don't have a volume there on that exchange to buy them. You've really just placed a big hit on the price of that coin. So
Yeah.
take that for what it's worth.
Yep. Be patient. I mean, would it take Dogecoin to forget its 5 or 6? I forget the time it took for that, and it still has what little to no utility, no use cases, and I mean, they don't have NFTs. They're not. I haven't heard. I mean, they say they're doing work, but if they're whatever work they're doing is either some long, drawn out, pokey ass work, or whatever. The Chives guys are, they have a schedule and they do seem to be ahead of it. I think they'll be doing their master nodes. That was supposed to be, I'm pretty sure, next August, and I think they're going to be ahead of schedule on that.
Yeah.
So I mean, somebody is motivated and doing work, and that to me, bodes well for the long term of the project. Finding use cases obviously doesn't come easy when there's so many coins and tokens nowadays, and it's still so misunderstood. But I really like seeing them reach out to Chive, even if it's just getting a shout out from the Chive community and pairing with them on social media, even if they don't take it as an accepted, if they just bounce back and forth, on social media platforms. That in itself, I don't know what the market for the Chive website is, but I'm sure it's well into the millions. Like I said, it's been around almost 10 years, I think. So that would be pretty cool to see them interact, at least on social media. I think that would drive a lot of people and help the overall project.
And we'll throw a tag and a hashtag in there and see if we can
make it happen.
Yeah.
Why not?
Crazier things have happened.
Yeah.
All right, we're going to go ahead and wrap this one up. Just wanted to make a quick little video and just kind of pour our hearts out there. All right, so thank you everybody for paying any attention to us for just these few brief moments. And as always, stay shitty. Shitcoin Solutions is intended for entertainment and educational purposes only. We are not financial advisors and are not registered to provide financial advice. Our opinions and the opinions of the guests of our show are strictly our own. The cryptocurrencies discussed on the show and various forms of social media are not a solicitation to purchase or sell any security in any form. If you decide to buy or sell any of the cryptocurrencies or securities discussed on the show, Shitcoin Solutions is not responsible for any gains nor losses that result from the opinions of the host or guest. The best way to learn about any of the vast amounts of cryptocurrencies available is to do your own research.